What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another review. Today's review is going to be on the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 wave Magneto. Now, as you guys can see, this is the window packaging, which we all love very dearly. As you can see, you get a product shot, or I guess a character art of Magneto, all the characters that were featured in this initial wave. Very similar to the Wolverine. You get all of the kind of characters again that were featured in the wave. And then here is that product shot of himself, the master of magnetism, Magneto. Very standard fare, but I really do like these kind of retro style packaging. I definitely hope that, Marvel Legends continues with these type of, packaging, because I think it really just adds to the collectability. And I will give you a little tidbit. I know that there has been a lot of people saying that this figure is pretty terrible. It's made a lot of people's worst top 10 figures of the year. So I definitely didn't know how bad this was when I first got it. But, being as I don't have any Magnetos, I'm still happy to get this figure. So let's get this open and see what this is all about. All right, YouTube, and this is how the figure looks outside of the packaging. So as you guys can see, this looks pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This looks very intimidating, like just seeing here with the little shadows and everything, like this looks like Magneto. I mean, obviously it's Magneto, but I mean, this looks pretty cool. You do get the, you do see the eyes behind the mask. I would, I do wish that, maybe the nose was a little bit not as protruding, but, whatever, it looks pretty good. He looks buff, very intimidating. And one thing I will say that, in terms of accessories, he definitely didn't come with a lot, pretty much the bare minimum. Well, really, the bare minimum would actually just come with nothing, but this is pretty much as minimal as you get. He just comes with two-fisted hands. Now, it's pretty disappointing considering what we got with, Wolverine. We could have got maybe an unmasked head or maybe some effects at the very least, just something. I think the only other one that probably rivals this is probably Rogue or maybe even Bishop. But aesthetically wise, he looks pretty good. One thing I do notice is that he does have a peg hole in the back, which is pretty cool. I definitely like that touch. I mean, he seems like a pretty solid figure. You do get, it's a pretty solid, simple color scheme, the red and the purple. With his arm, I do notice that this joint is actually very, 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 not loose, but this is very smooth. Same thing with this arm too. That's pretty cool. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really like that. He doesn't have any butterfly joints, which is, unfortunate. Nowadays, butterfly joints, you would think that would pretty much be the standard, but that doesn't seem to be the case. He does have, very nice ab crunch. He does have a waist swivel. He does go out, and then he does do the splits pretty well. You get nice thigh swivel, double jointed knee with all pinless, very, very nice. You do get up, down, and then pivot. He doesn't have any kind of shin swivel, but then for the biceps, you do get swivel and a double joint, and then, that horizontal hinge for the hands right there. So, I mean, all in all, that's pretty good, this is what you'd expect for a Magneto. Now, let's see what he looks like compared to other figures. I know that people were saying that in terms of the size, he was very underscaled. All right, so let me break out a figure which is on the smaller end of the spectrum. We have the Final Swing Spider-Man. And I do have this figure pretty much on hand just because, I like posing this figure around my free time. So that's why he's there. But as you can see, there's a little bit of a height difference. He is definitely taller than Final Swing. And I get it. This one's an MCU figure and this was, comic-based figure, so maybe that's a bad comparison, but let me break out another figure and we can compare and contrast as well. With that being said, I also did include him with a standard 6-inch figure. This is the Lightning Collection Lunar Wolf Ranger, and as you can see, he's pretty much side by side the same height as Magneto. Again, I'm not a big comic book buff, and maybe he should be taller, but I mean, for me personally, I think this is fine. This is, maybe he should be taller, but I mean, granted, this, you know, he's a flying character for the most part. You know, you could definitely fudge it in different, you know, pictures, displays. So, I mean, I don't really get where the, you know, all the backlash is, so to speak. But I mean, you know, for someone that, you know, doesn't have a Magneto, this is definitely, you know, more than sufficient enough. And, you know, at the price that I was able to get him for, you know, $8, $7, that's a no-brainer. So, again, this is my review of Magneto. If you haven't picked him up, I highly recommend you picking him up. By now, he's probably super cheap. But, you know, again, if you want to stick to maybe an older version of Magneto, that's completely up to you. I'm cool with this one, so this is going to be my Magneto. So, with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Peace.